Whether you've been playing chess for 10 days or 10 years, at some point you've probably wondered, how do I actually improve at the game? What are the necessary steps that I need to take to get better? And I understand it's a complicated question, and it's a mix of things. There's no easy answer. In this video, I'm sharing 7 games with you that I played on stream against my viewers against varying skill levels. I want you to pay attention to how my knowledge of the opening will transition into the middle game plans. And a lot of what I verbalize is noticing what my opponent wants and picking up on weaknesses. Some of the games do make it into the end game. That's not really a skill set that you can naturally practice, but you'll still notice how I coordinate my pieces and the like. So enjoy the games. There's timestamps in the video player for you to jump around. The thumbnail where I'm going like this, that's the final game if you want to just jump right over there. And before we kick things off, 60% or so of my viewers aren't actually subscribed, so if you enjoy the videos, scroll down, hit the subscribe button. It's free, it's great, and I really appreciate it. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, let's keep rolling. This is a 3-minute game, so it will go a little bit faster. Let's play d4. Bishop f4 is my preferred second move. We'll see whether he commits to a King's Indian. Okay, he plays c6. That's kind of a strange move. Let's go e3. Okay, d5. Kind of a Slav setup. That was a good game. Very nice game. Is he going to go bishop f5? What's he going to do? Okay, he plays bishop f5. So against this, there's a few ways. c3 is very good. Very good. And like I said, queen b3. Thanks, Sharky, for the 3 sub-gifts. Against this bishop f5 London setup. So far, we have a completely symmetrical position, if you notice that. Complete symmetry. Now, I will show you a cool thing here to break the symmetry. Let's go knight d2. I am completely happy with this trade because of this. Knight to h4. This is very critical. His bishop cannot escape. He has not played the move h6 yet, so this bishop is going to get trapped with my knight. Use this. If you're a London player and they play completely symmetrical, now you go for the second bishop. So now we take, and we're just going to keep developing. Maybe bishop e2, maybe, I think bishop, no reason not to put the bishop on a more active square. Be careful, I'm playing a ym. Yeah, playing a ym. He's doing the same plan back to me. That's very rude. I'm going to play bishop g5. And hopefully he gets really confused. And forgets that this pawn is guarded by the bishop. My bishop is pretty safe here. I didn't want him to take. If I went back, that didn't work because he had the pin. Oh, yeah, that's very... Yeah, I just saw that about... I just saw that about Gordon Hayward. We're big fans of Gordon Hayward here. That move doesn't have a threat. I'm constantly, making sure I'm safe. I should castle. I'm not going to castle into the open H file. I'm actually going to castle queenside away from all of this. Knight f8's not a huge scary thing to worry about. I can trade the queens, or I can just ignore it and continue. I think breaking in the center here is good. Good move, very good move. But now, luckily, I can drop back. That was the idea. That pushing my pawn here opens up. I'm opening the center because his king is stuck on the other side. Well, now I have a million options. I can take, I can move just a piece. I'm going to play a controlling move. Playing g3, which negates his control of the f4 square, and now his knight is kind of stranded on the side of the board. It's a high-level move. Now I'm not going to take anything, and I'm going to push, hitting his bishop, and his knight has no escape. His knight is just completely stranded here, forever. Completely stranded. Not sure when I'm continuing the speedrun, but soon. At this point, once you've completely locked down the board like this, you've got to play where you're stronger. And oh, but that's a good move. I think he's trying to go pawn up to g5. So I'm going to make sure he cannot do that. And I couldn't play h4 because this would have been taken. Now if he goes g5, I'm going to take his horse for free. That's tough. Bishop e2, like, I hope this shows you guys, like, how to think. He's trying to break out on that side, so I'm just not letting him move. And as long as I completely lock down the right side of the board, I should play on the left side of the board, because he can't transfer his pieces over. Actually, I was going to play that move too. I was going to play king b1 and try to create something over here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Now maybe rook g1. So the point now is to play the move h4. So this has a guard. And then I can move my bishop away. And then his knight literally can never leave the side of the board. Unless he sacrifices. Ouch. And he's breaking on the other side, so it's good. He's actually doing the right thing. Do I take... I want him to take me. So how do I do that? How do I make him take me? Maybe we sidestep with the queen to try to play knight here. He shuts that down. Okay. I want to break out, and to break out, I should move my... Now trade? Let's trade now, and let's play b3, targeting this. Okay, he's just lost the pawn there. Take. This knight is just not involved in the game. Check. We can also take and take. Don't take. He's not going to take. But if he doesn't take, the knight is going to get out. The knight's final move. Oh. It's not getting out. He's threatening... yeah, that was rough. Too much pressure, yeah, but also just the knight was just... Okay, bishop d5 is a discovered check. Now I glue in this bit. Oh, I blundered! I blundered myself. At the very end, his low time. He could have done the same thing to me. It's a blunder, and then he goes rook b8, and oh my goodness, wait a minute. Am I losing in the final position? I actually might straight up be losing in the final position. Oh, that's an incredible plot twist. The engine doesn't think it's that lost because of how strong my passed pawn is. But wow. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I just didn't expect... At the very end, I didn't expect him to play like... just to move, frankly. I don't know. I thought that he was just gonna, like, lose on time. So I just played c4, and then bishop d4. Woo! Okay. Okay, but otherwise... Hopefully that was instructive. This game, let's go for e4. I played d4, I played the London last game. Let's go e4. Play a close Sicilian, knight c3. g3, bishop g2. This is one way to play the Sicilian. You set up a fianchetto. You play like h3, for example. h3 is to prevent the bishop from ever coming here, and also to springboard your pawns forward. Play queen d2, and I'll castle this way. Should I castle, or should I already begin an attack? Let's begin with bishop h6. Wow, he doesn't know if I'm going to castle that way. What's he doing? Why is he that way? What's this? Should I take? Nah, let's keep the tension there for a second. Don't rush f4. That disconnects the queen. That's just a free pawn. So, that was strange. Probably better to take with this dude. Now I'll take, and kind of the... Well, now I'm going to change everything on him. I'll castle short. I delayed a long time. I delayed castling a long time, but... Now if he actually plays rook b8 or something, I'll play b3. Castle short, not long? Well, I feel like the lines have opened up here. You know, if I castle long, the sacrifice of the b-pawn leads to some very nasty stuff. So I think I'll just play b3, not letting him take my pawn, and I'll go short. Rook... Okay, so see, I'm just gonna castle out of all this nonsense. I'm gonna castle out of all this nonsense. Pawn takes, pawn takes. We good. Leaving all that behind. Now the big question is, do I take or do I push? Pushing is only good if it actually gets you anything in the future. I think I'll take just to have an open rook here. The attack isn't perfect. If I move my rook up, he can take. And then I can't take back because this is weak. It's not like a perfect attack. Can I go here? It looks nice, but again, it's not even, I mean, I'm not creating a concrete threat yet. Yeah, he just, like, stops that. Let's go rook up. I'm not going to take with the A-pawn, I'll take with the C-pawn. Normally, if he took and weakened this, so I'm going to take with the C-pawn just to get here as fast as possible. That's a little too passive. Yeah, that's just, I mean, that was, his position was good. There was no need. He had to kind of, that's chess. I mean, at some point, you're going to make the wrong move. He should have kicked out my queen, is what he should have done. Because my queen is the biggest nuisance. He should have played the move h6. He still can play the move h6, so I probably shouldn't even say that out loud. How about this? So unnecessary. Let's not do it. Rook f6, queen e5 is what I wanted. But again, no need. As long as he doesn't kick me out, the move g4 opens the gate for my knight to get in. He still, and now he can't even play this move. Because I have knight f5 and he can't take. Ooh. How can my queen get into his position here? Let's start with knight f5. Let's see where he puts his king. Again, he can't take my queen. My queen's hanging, but he can't take it. Because he's in check. Why I didn't take the knight with queen f6? It was protected. I don't like to lose material. I was thinking to go here, and then I realized that I'm kind of an idiot, and that's not checkmate. So queen h6 just loses a piece. So I think at this point, with two hanging pieces, I have to trade the queen, because if I just move my queen, he takes my knight. I have to take, unfortunately. I did not want to make this trade. I liked my queen. Let's go knight h6. Hit this. Maybe going back was slightly better. Oh, f6 there. He had to push f6. Now he's losing the pawn. f6 would have been protected by the knight. No, guys. Queen g7. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So an interesting game here. Interesting. Thus far, relatively... You know, now we're making the transition from kind of attacking middle game to end game. This time we'll take with a pawn. It's tough to tell which one is better. I think AB is better. Because now I have a passer. This is a weakness. But he can't actually go after it yet. Question is, do I go here or here? Or do I do neither and just push my pawns to try to get my bishop into the game? I'm going to go rook e7 because I just feel like the more pawns I win, the better the endgame is. Queen g7 was not mate either. Queen g7 was also not checkmate. Now we take. King is always safe. Like I said, we're going to try to win as many pawns as possible. So he's going to try to flag me because it's a 3-0 game, so no bonus time. But just push. Just push. Just push. Why didn't he stop my pawn? Low time, I guess. But you have to bring the king or something to stop this pawn. You just can't stop my pawn now. He might go here. Queen. Yeah. You'll mate at some point. I think I mated. I had probably some faster mate. Queen e3, queen e6 was mate in 2. Actually, that's pretty funny. Check here is mate in 2. Okay. Thanks, P Mark, for the 5 gifted subs. Let's keep it going. Play 3 more games, and that'll be that. d4. Against d4, maybe I'll show you guys how to play a Dutch defense. Or d5, 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 d5. Normal, normal, normal. Okay, Queen's Gambit declined. I feel like a lot of people, they don't know how to play Queen's Gambit declined. So I'll play knight f6. I'll teach you guys how to play QGD. I'll put my bishop on b4, though. Not e7 passive. I'll play Rogozin style with bishop a bit more aggressive to b4. No, he blunders immediately. Oh no. You can punish this already. Because if you castle, that's fine, but you shouldn't be blocking a pin with a queen. Now I can immediately start attacking. He's not losing, but I'll show you how to punish this very quickly. This early kind of, queen c2 would have been much better. Then this is not as powerful, but since I'm winning a tempo here, okay, he's not threatening to take, right? Now, the best thing is to play some sort of c5 here. To just destroy the center as fast as possible. Because now they're responding to your threats. So now that c5 is on the board, queen a5 is the idea. To stockpile more pressure on this knight. Next, he has to go to either this or this, otherwise he's just completely busted. But knight e2 stops his own development because he blocks in his bishop. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Very much appreciated. And like I said, we're not winning. We're not winning, but it's unpleasant for white because now white is constantly reacting to us. So let's take one time. Let's take one time. He cannot take with the knight because his knight is guarding his knight right now. So he has to take with the pawn. No choice. And then what that does is it just cuts away the option of him taking me in the future. I know his response after this. And now knight c6. Okay. This is very good defense by him. Very good defense by him. So I think I'm going to basically get as best as I can get here and take his bishop. Why is that the best? Well, now I'm the only guy with a dark squared bishop on the board. And that looks like a free pawn. So this is kind of teaching how to just push the issue. That's not actually a threat, a3, because of the pin. I'll just castle. And again, his development has been stunted here. Totally stunted. So this combo of, okay, now it is a threat, so I should move my bishop. A moment ago, I said I was the only guy with a dark squared bishop on the board, so I shouldn't trade on c3. Absolutely no need to help him develop. And the next few moves, I'll play e5. Get my bishop out. Will be big chilling. Knight used to guard the pawn. Let's not forget that. He can take, and that actually prevents me from going knight b3, which is right now my biggest threat. So what is my best move? I can't let him castle. I need to pounce now. Let's give a check. He cannot castle out of a check, and if he tries to block with the queen, he will forget the queen is defending that square, and we will hit him with the fork. So he has to block on e2. Oh, just as... yeah. It's continuity. Basically, what he visualized was that after this, he's fine. But he forgot that... the queen was serving the purpose of defense, and he didn't look for a check from me. That's all you gotta do. You avoid mistakes like that. I'll play b5. I mean, it's not the right move technically, because you can take with a bishop. But I'm trying to open up the b file to get into b2. That's the fastest way. Also, bishop c5 here, the stockpile. But with the king in the center, and you're up a queen, you can give away... Oh my god. Yes, he could. Yes, oh my god, I almost pre-moved that. Oh my god, that would have been terrible. I did not mean to do that. Okay, rook b8. Jesus. So scary. Almost pre-moved that move. Did not intend to do that at all. a6. He should have blocked on e2. Yes. And that would have helped a lot. Anyway, what I was saying is when you're up a queen and their king is in the middle like this, sacrificing a pawn to win momentum on them, to open your rook, open your bishop, this is already devastating because now I take with check. He goes back, his knight is hanging. If he moves forward, I get my second rook, and it's just mate in the center of the board. Is that mate? I just go for this and this? He can't stop that. Wait, that's crazy. I can take his knight, but queen f6 is mate. Just mate. King g1, queen f2, king e1, queen f2 here. Wow. Yeah, it's just mate. So don't always take the material. Wait a second. I know queen c3, you win the game. The queen f6, a little bit faster. A little bit faster. Okay, pawn Masur, let's go. This is a 3-2 game. He plays e4. I can go e5. I'll go Caro-Kann. Thank you for sub-gifting him. d5. Greetings from Vienna. Hi to Vienna as well. de4. I'll play knight f6. This is a classical Caro-Kann. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take you through my full thought process of this game. He plays bishop d3, which defends the e4 knight. And that hangs this, actually. The bishop stops allowing the queen to guard. But this is a gambit. And he's 1700, so he actually does know this gambit. It's a gambit where he gives away the pawn, but he wants me to lose moments in the opening trying to develop my pieces. And the thing is, I don't actually know what the best move is, so I'm already kind of scared. Instinct tells me this, but what if I just go all the way back? I'm going to take with my g-pawn. I have a video on the Rosman French. I like the structure a lot because when white castles, I can open up my rook file, and now I'm going to castle long. So my first thing that I'll do is I'll play bishop g4, which pins the knight to the queen. Then I'll play queen c7, knight d7, and I'll go long, rather than opening up my king. This is not the Rubinstein, no. This is the, technically this structure is the Bronstein-Larsen. Now, I don't know the opening anymore, by the way. So I have left the opening. Every chess player leaves the opening of their understanding. And now I told you my plan. It looks like he's trying to castle queenside too, by the way, with bishop e3. So that's kind of... Well, what if I don't let that happen? What if I give a check? So first of all, he can't castle, period, because he's in check. But what if I... yeah, okay, that's a smart move. Bishop to d2. Now I have to move my queen. What if I hang out over here? What if I loiter? I don't see a loitering sign anywhere. I should teach you guys good principles. Let's just bring the queen back. I wanted to basically make sure that when his rook moved, I could take on a2. But I don't want to teach you guys to leave your queen out over there in the open. That's a good move. He's threatening to take because of the pin, but luckily I have just a very natural knight d7, and long castle is coming. Oh, also, I could have maybe gone for bishop h6 to cover. Just not now. I mean, I'm trying to finish my development. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, we're pawn up. Pawn up. Weird structure. Constantly visualizing ways to attack his king. Kind of seeing how the pieces interact. I have no pawns in the middle of the board, so I'm definitely trying to do that at some point in the future. Where can my knight go? Plays queen to e3. That attacks that. That is defendable by playing king to b8. Chess is a simple game sometimes. If you're playing for the first time, beating the 1200 engine is okay. It's not okay to practice against the engine. People disagree with me about this. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. People disagree with me about this, but I think playing the engine is actually not a good idea to practice. You should play people, because people play like people, and engines play like engines. Engines are programmed at a certain moment to do something completely ridiculous, with like completely outside the realm of, you know, normal play, and that's when you're supposed to beat them. Bishop f6? I take that two different ways. No need. Oh, you mean me taking? I want to bring my bishop back like this, I think. I think I want to trade to improve my pawn structure, to stop having isolated pawns. Yeah, engines play ridiculous chess. Even the lowest rated humans at least play some normal looking openings. Normal looking, not always normal openings, but normal looking openings. So that's why I don't recommend playing against the computers. E6 is a very tough position. Very tough, very unpleasant. He's got a lot of pressure for this one pawn that I won in the opening. If he takes this, it's defended, so I'm not too concerned. I can just attack his queen, or even just play solid to make sure my pawn here has a guard. If he takes, okay, whatever, my structure has improved. Nice, so now I've improved my structure. His bishop is very annoying. I want to get rid of it. and I can guarantee I get rid of it by playing the move knight b6. Because now I'm attacking this bishop, and I can play knight d5, hitting both the queen and the bishop, and now I am guaranteed to get one of the bishops at least. Capturing of the f-pawn? Oh, I didn't take with the f-pawn because this pawn... You gotta think, my pawn's moving, what is it guarding now? Don't just think, oh, doubled pawn's bad, I saw this in a YouTube video. You gotta think more practically. Oh, my pawn is weak, I'm gonna lose a pawn. Queen f4 is bad, because even though this works, he can take my knight with the bishop, guarding his queen, and I lose the guard of my queen. It is much better in this position to play the move knight takes f4, which picks up a pawn. I don't have that tactical nuance. Queen f4, and then, you know, if I play queen takes, it's like removing the, you know, stool from under me when I'm trying to fix something up there. Just, and I fall. So knight takes f4, and that would have been bad. No, it was not to open the file. It was to keep my structure together and not lose my e6 pawn. Rook d5 would also work. Yes, because queen f3. Very now. Rook d5 is a cool move. Yeah, that guy gets bonus points for finding that. Bishop h6. When, where, why, how, who? It's here. One more game, guys, by the way, for today. So now I'm up 2 pawns. Now that you're up 2 pawns, you look to simplify. So I'm looking at rook takes and rook trading again. Another free pawn. Then I'm pinning myself a little bit. But as long as this is protected, I should be fine. What if I take first and then take? Then this is weak. In fact, if I take now, that's weak in general. I see. He wants to... Is it worth it? $1 million question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? G3 is a pretty tricky move. His queen getting in there is very unpleasant, actually. I don't like that at all. You know what? I'm gonna play the ultra strange but practical move. Just guard the pawn. I have 2 seconds bonus, guys, so don't worry. Well, now I can just move my knight back. See, he attacks me, but his pawn can't go backwards. Okay, now he's going all in. I see the speed picking up. He's going all in. He's trying to take this. He's trying to take this. Oh no, my knight. Oh no. Oh, there was back rank mate. G5. Now I have to protect my knight. That's actually a great move. I have to give him some respect for this move. Let's go. Queen b6. Oh, we're about to flag. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. Oh, I'm so happy he played this move. Check. Oh no, my rook. His queen would be hanging. Okay, he didn't fall for it. His rook gets here. I have to guard this. F6. He can't take. He comes back, no threat. Rook d6. I'm just going to guard my pawn. I can also play rook g1. King c7. He's going to go here. Good move. He is really good. I have to tell you, this guy is a fantastic chess player. Like, now he's going to get my pawn. So mean, but I get knight d3. Hitting b2 and c5. He's going to move back, I think. Yeah. Okay, knight c5. Now my king can escape. Nice. His king and pawn's here. I'm gonna feast. What I'm gonna do. He's gonna guard this and miss this. Oh, never mind. I can't catch this guy with anything. Check. King stops guarding. Check. King's gonna move over. Rook comes and it's a fork again. Look how he's so sharp. Like, he found that move. Now I have to take this pawn guarding my knight. Okay, now we have too many pawns. We simply have too many pawns. I'm guarding my last pawn. We're 4 pawns up. He should... Ah, that's very tricky. Mr. Trickster. That was a good game from a very dashing-looking man. That was a good game. That was a good game. Nothing else to say. I mean, that was a good game. He came up with nice ideas, and I had to fight him off. It was a good game. And for the last game, I'll play Love Sharon, Singh, let's play e4 and see what he's got for me. Caro-Kann! Let's, what should we play against Caro-Kann? Let's show you a fun variation. Knight c3, d5, queen e2. Un petit queen e2. Queen e2. That's a good move. So the idea here is that if he puts his knight, I'll just attack it with my pawn. Now his knight has to move again. He's counterattacking me. Okay, I take his horse. He takes, and I take, then he will check me. So let's go dc3. A lot of people say, why not bc3? You're supposed to take toward the center. Because these pawns can capture outward, since you'll keep your structure together, and you open up your pieces. That's why. This question gets asked a million times. Why on this way, like in the Spanish, you take like this? This is why. What's the best square for my bishop? Probably f4, right? But f4, he has some e5 stuff. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go g3. Logic is that bishop is going to be better here, and my queen's already in the way, so no need to move my queen. My opponent says, hi, man. Very rude. Very rude by my opponent to say hello. That's a joke. I'm joking. Hi. Just don't speak over the board. That's not good. Okay, bishop. What does he want? This move? Bishop's very happy on g2, behind the pawn. No, I'm gonna go bishop here, so I can castle. Because if I play bishop e3, I can't castle. Can't castle through a check. So bishop d2, a little bit castling. He's playing very well so far. Actually, he has the same structure that I had last game. Do you guys realize that? Same exact structure. Knight f3. I know I'm pinning myself, but he can't really do this. And next move, I'm just going to attack his bishop. It's the same exact structure I had last game. With g takes f6 and this c6, so... Okay, well, he's trying to do that, but he just hung a pawn. That pawn used to guard another pawn. And now I can castle. Probably it's the best. Although h3 here is still very strong. Yeah, h3 is very good. If bishop here, then this. But then he gets bishop g6, actually. That pawn looks nice, but I'm not so sure I want it. Looks nice, but I'm not sure I want it, you know? Like a Rolex. You had a lot better cheap stuff than that. What's going on right now? I'm just playing a few games against viewers and talking about my thought process in chess, that's all. This is actually the last game. I do have to go, unfortunately. Deep thought here, but he doesn't have a big decision. I mean, it's either move back or... Okay, he decides to take. I'll take with the bishop. Queen a5 lost. I don't really know what that means, but... Oh, yeah? Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying. I'll go here to attack his queen. But, I mean, in reality, I could have just castled. Remember that if the king is the remaining defender of the piece in front of it, you can't castle. Because if he had castled, I would have just taken. So I could have just went long castle. And now I will go long castle, defending my b2 pawn, and we see the problem. His king cannot be the primary defender of first of all, James Harden, and second of all, the two pieces in front of it. This is going to be very, very bad. This is about to get very, very bad. In fact, probably it's just losing by force. What he did wrong this game is he broke in the center and lost the pawn. That's what he did. Oh, that's a great move. That is a fantastic move. The idea is to go here. Unfortunately, I think that if I go here and pin this pawn, notice that when the rook comes here, it's defended. This negates that. And I have a very bad feeling he's going to forget. My very bad feeling was correct. And now the pawn no longer defends the queen. And, yeah, bishop h5 is, yeah, that's kind of the end of the plan. Queen f7 is now mate. His big mistake was leaving his king in the center and opening it before he could open it. Actually, you know what? One last game. Anit, are you down for a game? I'll play you as the last game because Your master strength. You're 2100, and I feel like the viewers would enjoy like a master game. You're like 2100 blitz, so I feel like if you're here, then you know, people also like to see those games. Okay, cool. Let's go. I'll play e4 against the Neat. I'll show you opening preparation. He plays Caro-Kann against the Neat. I'll give him kind of the real. I play the advanced Caro-Kann. He plays c5. Against this, I like to take the pawn. This is the most critical move. You have to try to refute this setup. Against e6, the best thing, well, there's a3. There's a combination of a few moves. a3, knight f3, bishop d3. This is how I like to play this position. Now that his bishop is blocked in, you go like this. a3 prevents knight b4, and in the future, you'll hit this bishop here. So let's go castles. A6. I guess b4 now to go bishop b2. Assuming he will drop the bishop all the way back to a7. Again, I'm familiar with the ideas of these positions. I think I'm supposed to put my bishop here, and here's why. Wait. Isn't that losing? Can't I Greek gift him? See, this is an opening idea I'm familiar with in these positions. I'm pretty sure that in these positions, if the queen isn't covering this, I think he had to play knight g6. Because now we have this check and the queen is coming. Yeah, and he's gonna bring the king forward, and oh my goodness, it's about to get really exciting. Can I give him a check? He's gonna try to block. I think the best move is queen g4 here. Oh, these are the most fun Greek gifts. Queen d3, he will block with the knight. There's no way queen d3 is the right move. So maybe it's queen g4. Queen g4 looks correct. Yeah, lining up like this. Also h4, h5. If f5, en passant, is the killer. That's why the en passant rule was invented, for positions like this. See, queen d3, if he took my knight, he probably gets mated somehow. In fact, literally bishop c1, I think, is made in a few moves. But now, this is kind of the follow-up to the Greek gift. You have to bring this queen here. If you're not following me on Instagram, you really should. I have a post about this, and literally, I think this is one of the positions. This is like the 8th slide. Real Gothamchess on Instagram. Knight e6, that is, yes, that is right now. Well, knight e6 actually is not a threat to take the queen, because you're pinned. The threat of knight e6 is to go queen takes g7. Yeah, he's calculating a way out. Yes, the threat right now is knight e6, king moves, and not to take the queen, but to go queen takes g7 checkmate. Knight e5 is met with bishop takes. So knight e5 sacrifices a pawn, and I'm not so sure it actually solves the bigger picture of him about to get this. Now, knight e6, he'll take my queen. So I have to take en passant here. And what I think he's trying to do is go e5. I think that's his idea here. Oh. Or that was his idea. I thought it was e5. e5 would have counterattacked me, but the problem is that knight e6 would have happened. Anyway, I think knight e6 would have happened, actually. Hold on a second. Let's analyze this e5 move. I don't think he should have resigned. He's winning! e5 is winning for black! He resigned in a winning position! What? Oh my... Wait, what on earth? Apparently black is winning here. Whoa, then what did I mess up? I shouldn't take. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't take. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't take. Apparently I'm supposed to go here. Stay patient. And now black has to play f4. I go back. Why queen e8? Why queen e8? Check. King f7. And I can't mate him. He runs away. And I can't take his queen with check. Oh my goodness. That's the point of queen e8. Because the queen, you run, and if a knight d8 isn't a check on the king, the queen's out of the way. Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. So queen e8, and now white's best move is to... Yo, what on earth? White's best move here is the move a4 to play rook a3 and rook... Oh my goodness, engines are absurd beings. They are absolutely disgusting. If you play knight b4 here, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. That is unbelievable. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah. Unbelievable game. Anyway.